Hi everyone, it has been yet another year, so it is time for the datcheebie K-Drama Awards. In this long-standing tradition, we'll be celebrating the wonderful K-dramas that aired in 2024. But before we begin, just a reminder, there are a bunch of other wonderful K-drama related content on this channel, so make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already, because we are ready to open shop. Alright, so I must confess that in 2024, I didn't watch a ton of K-dramas. I watched 34 and dropped 2. So if you do the math, that means I watched only 32 K-dramas in full. Part of the reason as to why could be that I was busier this year, but the K-drama landscape has sort of changed. Anywho's, let's check out the K-dramas that I dropped. The first one is actually Good Partner, which was a wonderful drama by all means, but I had priorities. The second K-drama was Doubt, and I also dropped this because life got real busy. I do hope to circle back and finish these one day though. Now for the rest of the 32 K-dramas, I'll be sorting them into these categories. First we have medical K-dramas, then we have Melo, fantasy and supernatural, romance and rom-com, sci-fi, historical, crime and thrillers, and some special categories, and we'll also throw in some top kvariety recommendations. Without further ado, let's get started with historical K-dramas. So I watched 2 this year, which are Nightflower and Jongyeon, A Star is Born. Both were wonderful historical K-dramas, totally solid, but my pick will have to be Nightflower. Honey Lee did a terrific job in this one with her action scenes and also the comedy. Just a solid K-drama overall. Girl power! Moving swiftly over to mellow K-dramas, we have only one nominee in this category, so the winner is Marry My Husband. To be honest, I was kind of wary of this one because it was really hyped up, and also I feel like Park Min-young's acting in these past few years have not been great, but she did pick a solid project this time around, and it was a solid start to finish watch. Chop chop, moving on to medical K-dramas, we have 2 nominees here, which are Dr. Slump and Face Me. Both were honestly really great dramas, but I must say, Dr. Slump won me over. If I had to name one thing that I really appreciate about this drama is its attention to mental health, specifically burnout and trauma. It recognizes that even our healers do need healing. Moving onwards to sci-fi K-drama, also just 2 nominees in this category, which are Gyeongseong Creature Season 1 and 2, and Parasite the Grey. My pick between the 2 would be Gyeongseong Creature. And I would also add that I preferred Season 1 over Season 2, mainly because I felt like Season 2 was a bit all over the place in terms of the plot pacing, and it had way too much going on. Alright, let's dial it up with a very busy category of fantasy and supernatural. A whopping 9 nominees here, and our pick would be Lovely Runner. If you're noticing a theme, I am typically wary of anything that is really hyped up, but this one proved to be worth the hype. I think that this K-drama specifically did a very good job with the time loop, and Kim Hae-yoon positively knocked it out of the park with her acting. With a lovely blend of fantasy, supernatural, rom-com, and thriller vibes, this one is quite a winner. That being said, there were a couple of honorable mentions that I wanted to give a shout out to, and they were High School Return of a Gangster and Miss Night and Day. Now that I think about it, both are kind of about the idea of being given a second chance at life, be it some soul swapping or turning into an Ajuma overnight. Alright, and now we have the very competitive romance and rom-com category with 8 nominees, and it was yet another really tough pick, so there are 2 winners here, which are Queen of Tears was simply magical with wonderful chemistry across the entire cast, and When the Phone Rings was a sleeper hit, at least for me. At the time of this recording, this of course is still airing. However, what I think it does really well is the fact that it has a bunch of tropes, but the chemistry of the entire cast is so good that it actually works. Specifically, I'd have to give a shout out to the two leads here because while I have nothing against Choi Soo-bin, I'm normally not a fan of her rom-com acting, but she's doing a pretty good job in this one. Alright, moving on to our last K-drama category, we have crime and thrillers. And yes, it's a busy category once again, and we have two winners. Surprise? Not really. But they are Pyramid Game and Blackout. Pyramid Game is a very unique one. It, of course, is in a school setting, as you can tell from the poster, but it's really a psychological thriller of sorts, and it has this charm to it, so you should check it out. Blackout was a huge hit in Korea, apparently, and rightfully so, because I must say, the suspense is on fire. Oops, sorry about that. I kinda fell asleep because that required a lot of energy to get through. But don't worry, I'm all recharged, so we can dive into our special awards. So our first special award is the most pleasant surprise K-drama, which goes to High School Return of a Gangster. Yes, I know it technically won one of the spots for fantasy and supernatural, but I feel like this one is a very underrated K-drama from 2024 and really deserves that second shout out in its own pleasant surprise category. If you're kind of down and feel pretty disengaged, check out this K-drama. It could cheer you up. Alright, our next special award is the Scene Stealer Award, which goes to Vincenzo. Yes, you heard that right. Normally, I give this award to actual supporting characters in a K-drama, but this was such an epic cameo in Queen of Tears that I really needed to give it to Song Joong-ki. Cue Vincenzo OST. Alright, now that we had lots of fun, let's have more fun with our Best Couple Award, which goes to Lee Sun-jae and Sylvie. I honestly really enjoyed this K-drama, particularly because the cast was full of our veteran, seasoned actors, and by that I mean kind of the elders, and it made it even more fun and heartwarming. However, this is not a sleepy K-drama because it is actually a thriller where Lee Sun-jae partners up with a dog to solve crimes. They honestly have the best chemistry. Alright, there you have it. Those were all the K-drama awards that I had to dole out, but we have more. Specifically, I want to share the top K-variety shows I watched in 2024 with all of you. For our first, we have Apartment 404, which had quite a star-studded cast with Yoo Jae-suk leading, and also Jennie from Blackpink is part of this one. Thus, this little background music insert. We can't talk about 2024 without talking about culinary class wars. I normally don't love competition cooking shows, however, this one got me. I thought the challenges were all pretty well designed, and also, if you watch the competitors' interviews and also their YouTube clips online, they all talk about their reasons for participating, including some of the more well-known star chefs, and they all collectively really want to participate mainly to reinvigorate the culinary industry, which I thought was really darn meaningful. Another reason is because I've developed a lot of respect for Baek Jong-won over the years, and you can clearly see this in some of the other shows I watched with him, including The Backpacker Chef Season 2. I especially liked the show because it really showcased different industries and settings across South Korea, and the cast coming in to cook for these people as kind of a little treat, but also a celebration of what they do and a form of encouragement as well. Alright, now we are entering our not PD zone with Jinny's Kitchen Season 2. The MVP for reals was Ko Min-si, subbing in for V, who was of course serving out his military duty. Honestly, the craziest part is still Iceland's cost of living. Alright, now we have Nana Tor with 17. While I am not quite a carrot, I can now confidently say that I know all the names of the members of 17. This was also a very timely show for me because I also was planning a trip to Europe at the time. Alright, moving onwards to season 4 of Crime Scene. To be honest, I didn't watch the previous seasons before, maybe just clips, but I was really hooked onto this one. Mostly still marveling at how the production team builds out those crazy elaborate sets. Last but not least, we have Moving Voices, which apparently is produced by the same team that produced Begin Again, if you're familiar with that show. The concept is really about a bunch of different musicians, singers, singer-songwriters, etc., traveling to a foreign country and busking. Essentially, they do covers of other people's songs, whether it's Korean or international, and of course, sometimes covering some of the featured cast songs as well. I tend to like a lot of shows where they travel to certain foreign countries and interact with the locals there or even tourists there, really seeing how those people react to South Korean culture, whether it's food or their music. And there you have it. Those are my top K-variety recommendations from 2024, as well as the end of the 2024 datcheebie K-Drama Awards. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in as always. Kept this year much shorter, also because I watched fewer K-dramas this year, but I hope that this was still an enjoyable experience for all of you. Thank you for all of your support. Make sure that you hit thumbs up on this video and comment down below on your favorite K-drama or show from 2024. Doing so really helps me know that you're out there and real, and I really love the interaction as well. To be very honest with you, up until the very last second, I was really debating on whether I should keep this tradition going, but I do feel like I have an obligation towards all of you, so again, thank you so much for all of your support and for watching this year's K-Drama Awards. I will see you hopefully next year. Have a great 2025.